Hello friends, today we will learn how to make baseball game in Scratch. There are some instructions. Let's play the game first and then we'll see how to make it. Do pause this video and take a look at the rules. We will learn the rules over the game as well. Let's play it right now. So once you press the space bar, you would be able to hit the ball. Time it well so that you know you can hit the ball. If you miss the ball 3 times, you would be out. And there would be maximum of 30 balls. So in 30 balls, your total score is the score that you would actually earn. If you hit the boundary, the yellow line which you see on your extreme left, you would get 4 runs. And if it is within that white range, which is the base, you would get 1 run. And if it is outside the base, you get no runs. Play and enjoy. The link to this game is mentioned at the bottom of the video, bottom of this in the description. You could go to the link and play this game all by yourself. Do enjoy with your family as well, friends as well. Three misses and the batsman is out. Now we'll take a look that how to make this game. The link to this game, once again, you can play it. It's there in the description. You can go to the link, play it all by yourself. You can see the code as well inside the project in Scratch, which is made. So now let's go into the making of this game, the baseball game. Now let's take a look at runs. That how do you get runs? There is a YouTube video which talks about the rules of the baseball, and I have put up that video in the description. You can take a look at that. So this is a place where you get 4 runs. That's the boundary. I was referring about yellow line. That's the one it is. And then you see this green section or green area, which is nothing but base. And if your ball is within the base, you get 1 run. So 4 runs on the boundary, 1 run in the base, and there is no run if it is outside. This is also foul in the baseball rules, but here you just don't get runs. Now let's take a look at how do you get out. If you miss 3 times, if you are not able to hit the ball 3 times, you get out, and the game stops here. You see the scoring of number of misses, that's at the bottom. The game gets over when the 30 balls are thrown at the batsman, and you have to score your runs within those 30 balls. Let's do the planning. How do we plan is, let's first select, we'll have to select the background. Now we are completely into Scratch, so we have to first select the background, select the players. The sprites are already there, so you don't have to create anything. Then we'll have to do the coding for throwing the balls, the action of the players, that is ball throwing action as well as the batsman's action. Then we'll have to do the counting of the scores, or the various numbers, the number of balls, number of misses, or the total runs. And there is, we'll have to do the coding about the concluding this game. That means once the game is over, then it's done. So those are part of the programming that we'll have to do. You can obviously play this game. The link is already given at the bottom. At the description. So feel free to go to the Scratch. You would be able to see the entire code as well. Go inside the project. You can see everything there. So now in Scratch, do the selection of the background. You can quickly go to Scratch and select the background. It is already available. You don't have to search with the keyword baseball. You will be able to find. You will also have to do the selection of the respective sprites: ball, pitcher, batter. 4 runs is also a sprite. Game over is a text, but it's a sprite as well. Out is also a sprite. So go ahead and do the selection. Then we'll have to do the coding for throwing the ball by the pitcher. So there is that action that needs to be done. So the pitcher throws the ball and waits until the action for the entire previous throw or the previous ball is completely over. And and in order for that to happen, the first check is done to see that whether the game is already over. Now if it is already 30 balls, then yeah, it's done, the game is already over. So that is the first check. And then once if the game is over, then there is a message which is sent to all the sprites, so that they can close all the stuffs. I mean, there is nothing left. Stop everything. Yeah. Next is the pitcher. The pitcher, there is multiple actions. So that means to say there are multiple costumes of the pitcher which are there. This code, look at this count 3, and these are the 3 actions or the 3 steps which are actually taken. Right, so you see on the image on your right that these are the 3 actions. So all of these can be switched between with this code base which is written here. And once the pitcher's hand reaches the top, then we have to send the message to all saying that now it's time for the ball to move on. So that is yet another piece of code that is only to start stuff. So this is the message that I was referring to. It has to be sent. That means the ball should start moving. Ball is a separate sprite. Now that ball should start moving from pitcher to the batter. Ball moves in a straight line. There is nothing, no other angles attached to that. Right. So now let's come to a striker, the batter. The batsman, first it's the setting of counters. But let's first understand what is the batsman supposed to do. The batsman makes an attempt to hit the ball. So once you press the space bar, it should actually make an attempt to hit the ball. Space bar is in your control. On your keyboard, you just have to press the space bar, and the action of the batter would actually happen. And the first action, first activity that has to happen in the code is setting all the counters to 0. Now look at this piece of code where it is actually checking if the spacebar button is pressed or not. The moment it is pressed, the entire action of the batter would actually flow through. So which is nothing but changing between the costumes. The similar to what we have seen in the bowler's case. In the batsman's case also, the costumes would change once the spacebar key is actually pressed, which would be sensed automatically by Scratch. After sensing, it will go through the loops and it will go through each of the costumes, so which will imitate like the player is hitting, making an attempt to hit the ball. Yeah, so now the movement of the ball. Now the pitcher or the bowler throws the ball. Now you see the message which was sent from the other places, other sprite. Now that message is going to be received here, and a clone of the ball would be created. The clone of the ball is created so that it can be handled independently. Now this is the section of the code, the clones code. We will take a deeper look into that in the subsequent slide. But these are the major sections: starting the ball, hitting the ball, and the ball gets missed. Now let's take a look that if the ball is the starting of the ball, that means the ball starts its movement, right? All that is written in the code is that set the clone's starting position, then increase the count of the ball, which is the counter, and then move the ball by 10 steps at a time, and let it go till it reaches the boundary in the sense the other side, other side. So in that action, we'll have to figure out that if the batter is able to hit the ball during this entire transition, then it's a hit, right? So that is a piece of code which we'll see in the subsequent slide. What if it is missed? So if somehow the bat is not getting striked to the ball, then that's a miss. So if it is a miss, I'll have to increase the counter. and I also have to check that, if there are three misses which has already happened, then it's the end of the game. The batter or the batsman is out. So this is the piece of the code which is mentioned here. You see that, there is a message which would be sent to all the other sprites, that, it's the end of the game. Or if it is a hit and the action is complete, then it's the next ball to be thrown, right? So these are the two things which is happening right here. Now coding for the hit was done. So now we'll take a look that, what is the piece of code which is written when the ball is hit. See, I was telling that, the baseball bat, you see that, which is of yellow color, that is what is getting sent. So if the ball is hitting, touching the bat, then, it's a hit. So what we are doing is, when the ball is hit, we are playing the sound and move the ball to the random position. Right, so that is what is actually happening here in this initial section. Right now, and of course the action is that, ball has to glide to that final position. Now this is the place where we are checking that, how much run would be actually scored. So the first check is that, whether the ball's final position is crossing the boundary line, as in this snippet, video snippet. So this is how the score of 4 you can make once the ball actually goes to this touches the boundary or crosses the boundary. Next check is to see that, whether the ball is within the base. As you see in the image, that's the place where that's the base, and if the ball is within the base, we score 1 run. So it's a complex calculation. There are two straight lines, y equal to mx plus c. That's the kind of formula that is implemented into this particular check. And that's about the scoring of runs. After that, we have to send the message for throwing the next ball. By the way, the rules of the baseball is already there in the descriptions. I have mentioned it earlier as well. Now, additional stuff which might be required is that, 4 runs, scoring of 4 runs, which is also a sprite. So there is a simple, very, very simple, coding which is there to show and, just blink it twice and then, hide it, right? So similarly for out, once the sprite out receives the message that it's an out, then you show the sprite which is out, and then stop all. So stop all is for terminating the entire program and stopping the entire games. That's what it has to be done. The other thing is that, it's the game is over. That means as soon as all the 30 balls are over, we show this sprite, game over sprite, and again we send the message stop all. Of course we play a small sound, and stop all is complete. So that's how this coding is done. You can play this game all by yourself. There is a link given at the description. And also I'm waiting to hear from you that, if you would like to modify something and you have made this game even more interesting. Please comment, like, share and subscribe. Thank you.